They send Wolverine back in time because they got Mystique out there who fucked it up for everybody.
Right.
Mystique went out there and in her attempt to be so self-righteous said, you know what, I'm going to help all the mutant kind by going off and killing the guy who created the Sentinels.
I'm going to kill Peter.
But little did she know that she was affecting the fate of not only all mutants, but all of humankind, Martin. So they say, you know what? We got to send Wolverine back. Why? Because Wolverine's the one to handle shit.
Yeah. They looked around and said, well, Professor, you should do it. You're the smartest. He's like, yeah, but he's the most popular character. So send him back.
Yeah. Let me get this straight. You want to send the old crippled dude back in time to save the future and make a movie about it. Good luck.
He's the one who's been in all the movies, so
yeah. Let's see what the box office return is going to be on that. Me rolling my ass around trying to save the future. See how exciting that is. No, send him.
But what it does that Spider-Man and Godzilla failed to do was that it opened strong and it kept going. There's always something happening, constantly.
I love it that it's played on all my childhood funness for superheroes. Yeah. When we were kids, man, we go out there, we put that bath towel on, and you get together with your friends, and you always said this. You work together. You know what? You knew your part. One kid said, "I can't get in this door." You'd be like, "Stand back! I open this door with my powers." Yeah. By the way, kids had some special effects now. It was all yeah. Whoa, yeah. You know, but that was my favorite though. You know, kids always had that down. But that's what I love, man. I love movies where you have a team of superheroes and they work together. And the movie doesn't waste any time doing that here. It opens up with all these mutants trying to stop these super sentinels by working together. Yeah. Everyone here, from the actors to the director, right down to the script, they're taking some of the most implausible stuff, some of the goofiest comic book stuff that you can find, and they're making it very, very dramatic and very real. Everybody has respect for that material, and everyone makes it work.
The jokes all work where they need to. The action works. The relationships between everybody. I mean, that's some of what's so good about it. James McAvoy is crying through the entire movie, or maybe his eyes are just that wet. He just always look wet.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot to be sad about.
Shit, maybe he was high. You know what I mean?
Every time I see him in something, his eyes look kind of wet. But this one, he's like free-flowing tears.
James McAvoy just moist in this. Just lips all wet all the time, eyes all red and shit. Look like he just smoked a ton of herb. I mean, somebody must told him like his wife left with his money or something before he did every scene because he's crying his ass off.
It is funny, like, you know, you go back in time to see the characters and you know what they're like when they're older. But to see him younger, where even, you know, with Charles Xavier from the First Class, even the other X-Men movies where he's like, no, I got everything together. And here, he's just like, man, you were fucked up.
I've always kind of been on the fence about Magneto. Because I'm like, man.
Maybe he's got a point.
I was like, you know what? You might have a point. I know you've been through some hard times. This movie here, I'm like, this motherfucker has got to go.
Yeah. When you see what Magneto does, you're like, nah, we might need to build some Sentinels after all.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Even some of the mutants are like, you ain't helping, man. I mean, Martin, this would be like somebody saying, you know, be like you, Martin. Like say, hey, you know what? I'm going to speak up for black people. Okay, Martin, you go ahead and get this, man. Okay, watch this. Kill the white people. No, Martin. No, you ain't. Stop.
Yeah.
Shh, you ain't helping. I ain't with him. I'm not with him. No, Magneto, asshole in this movie. Just because you mutant, you think you're his boy? You think because he brought you and said, I got your best interest in mind. Don't you believe that, bitch? He doesn't give a fuck about you. It starts out as a post-apocalyptic film.
Yeah.
There is a lot of humor in this film, man. There's a lot of it. And I was impressed by the way that they were able to take what looked like it was going to be very dark material and infuse as much humor in it as I thought they would. Quicksilver. Evan Peters, I think, is the guy that plays him. Y'all were talking all that kind of shit when you saw his costume. You like,
I know,
man. He looked like he going to the gay club, man. What's that? What are you doing with that old silver jacket on? As far as the new characters that come into the movie, not only is he one of the best newcomers, but he has what is probably the most memorable scene in the movie. I mean, and there's a lot of good stuff in the film.
This is not just the return of Bryan Singer. This is the triumphant return of Bryan Singer. He told this story in the language of film. I mean, like, he didn't just shoot like, hey, we got to do a scene with the guy run fast and doing this. He made it very cinematic, like something you would see in another movie. Even the way he told the post-apocalyptic future was in a language we've seen before. I mentioned the Terminator and the Matrix. The special effects were on a level that the X-Men movies have never been at before also. But, you know, it's almost like they went back in time, not to save the mutants, but to save the X-Men franchise. And I bet on the DVD, there's going to be a deleted scene where Wolverine goes and kills Brett Ratner, so he doesn't get
just slice his ass all up.
Because they pretty much in spirit did that.
Until Brett Ratner is proven to be a mutant, he just starts coming back together. I live to direct again. But you know what, man? One of the things that really is great about this being a time travel film is that you get to see all these relationships that have been formed in these movies. It's always great to see what they were like or what they could have been like or how people will react to each other under different circumstances. Right. You know, people are saying, you know what? Magneto and Professor X, just keep them the fuck away from each other. Right. Just, you know, we don't need, we everybody's happy. Everybody's kind of cool. Just keep him at the corner of the party over there and Magneto's over here and everybody's happy. When time travel plays in, they say, you know, to save the future, we're going to get you two assholes back in the same room again. You get some very interesting scenes.
Why don't y'all just go to the bathroom and fuck them?
Yeah, exactly. They want to fuck each other so bad. Years. It ain't got nothing to do with no mutant fights, anything like that. It's just sexual tension.
Wasn't Peter Dinklage good?
And Peter Dinklage was great. Peter Dinklage is awesome in the movie. I mean, why don't that man just hurry up and just get like real legs implanted on his ass? Because I'm telling you, you know, I want to see him get more roles that don't depend on his height. I mean, he's rich enough.
This one didn't.
What's that?
This one didn't. That's the thing. With this role, it had nothing to do with his height.
One of the things that makes him so driven against mutants is his height, but they never did in the movie. I read that somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But my man, Peter Dinklage he's rich enough now to where he can get some grown man legs on him. You know, go ahead and get him, man. Legs. Yeah, go ahead and get him, man. Don't wait. I know you think that you got a trademark here and everything. When Game of Thrones is over and you ain't got to be Tyrion Lannister anymore, go get some legs, man. At the end of this film, I was a little confused about what was happening, and I don't want to really say, excuse me, what it is, because I know you thinking, oh, this dumb son of a bitch couldn't follow the story. Time travel, and this dumb motherfucker couldn't see it. That's not it, man. That's what you thinking. Shit, my mutant powers is knowing what the fuck you thinking right now. I'm Professor X in your ass right now. I know what you're thinking. You're like,
you got to do this.
Yeah. Let's see. Martin thinks I'm a dumb motherfucker and I'm full of shit. And you're like, are you in here, Corey? Do you know exactly how full of shit I think you are? There's a lot going on to where I think that this is really convoluting the story that they had, which is it's a big story, but near the end, just so you can have a huge climax, it's a little overwhelming.
I get that you don't want to see that so often.
You think I'm full of shit right now?
But it's just the way these stories, it's just the way they go. I mean, it's almost like, look, you've been talking about there's going to be this thing that's going to happen. The audience is there. And you got to build up to your big showstopper. And it has what I thought was just a really nice wrap up. Like, it was almost like fan appreciation night.
There are certain things that happen in some of the other movies. Mm-hmm. Again, I won't say which or what or how it happens, but there are things that fans said, why'd you do that? That just ruins everything that we know about these characters. And they fix it here.
That's like I said, somewhere Wolverine took out Brett Ratner while he was hanging around.
Speaking of style, I got to say this, man. I used to, unless you were like just a Superman or a Batman, I said, nobody needs to mess with a cape. But
Magneto. They be rocking them capes.
He be rocking those capes. Ian McKellen, my man needs to wear a cape in life. Just right. Everywhere he goes. He needs to walk up in Starbucks, pushing people out the way with that cape on. Move. Fuck out the way. Magneto coming through.
Yeah,
yeah, and people would say, shit, I ain't touching him. He's got a cape on. Shit, he demands respect. It is the best superhero movie that I've seen this summer. I like it better than Captain America. I know now. Now I know that's
for me.
Now I know that's your boy right there.
That's my boy.
But I think I like this one just a little bit more because I got so much more. Like I said, Captain America is one man. All right, here I got a bunch of superheroes. This is a bargain. Okay.
Okay.
I give this a high full price.
I also give it a high full price. It's one of the best movies of the summer. The thing is, it's not only Marvel that can make good superhero movies. The Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait for it to come on video. I'm probably gonna go this weekend.
Yeah, hey, call me, man.
Okay.
I want to go there with you. We can go with our capes on, me and our
Like
bath
the gloves,
towels.
yeah.
Martin can be like, hey, Corey, I ain't got no money, man. I forgot my wallet. Don't worry, Captain Martin. I got this. Person behind the box office. Yeah. I was there to get beat on the head. Person behind the box office like, you get your ass out of here.
Exactly.